Hello, everybody. Dan Eisenberg here again. Believe it or not, episode 37. I'm really excited because we're building up episode 37 of what? Of ScaleApp Podcasts. We're building up a lot of information and a lot of exemplars, and quite intentionally, I'm trying not to focus on sort of the stereotypical middle case or case that people have in their minds, but sort of extreme cases in different directions that together form a completely different picture of what the scale-up process is like. So again, it's a serious hobby for me. I'd appreciate it if you'd share it with on your social media, tell your friends about it. Of course, like it, follow us. And we've had just an amazing array, and we're just getting started. Amazing array of companies, all of which have at least 5 million something in revenues, use dollars, euro, uh, British pounds, or something like that in revenues. And I'm really fascinated and pleased today to have with us Rupesh Kumar, who's actually in a way an old friend. And I've worked with him in the past. I've used his company for a small project, small but complex little project that we had in our activities. So, uh, Rupesh, just say hello and we'll go from there.
Hello and namaste, Daniel. Nice to meet
Okay.
you after a
And
long time.
where are you located right now?
Right now, I am located in Amsterdam, which is in Netherlands.
Okay, so and it's a kind of an interesting hybrid company. It's got a lot of Indian roots and Indian presence. It also has presence in the Netherlands, and so we're going to get into that as well. So, Pesh, just before we get into the company itself, which is called Ariqt, and Ariqt, I learned today stands for fill in the blanks. Is that correct?
That's right.
We'll get to what that means in a little bit, but I want to just fill in the blanks about who you are. Tell us just a little bit about yourself, especially things that don't have anything to do with the company.
Uh, yeah, something which about myself, which has nothing to do with the company, is I come from north part of India, and I love teaching. That
Interesting.
is one of my hobby.
Have you
And
always loved teaching? I mean, from as a young age, or is this something more recent?
no, since young age, since started, I went into college. And since then, I started teaching poor kids. I did not know before that I love teaching that much. Started teaching poor kids, and then I realized that how much joy I derive when you interact with kids
What do you like
and
about
teach them. And in a way, you are not teaching them. Basically, they are teaching you. You are learning a lot while interacting with them.
it? Interesting. There's an old a Talmudic saying, which short form is, from my teachers, I learned a lot. From my colleagues, my peers, I learned even more, but the most I learned from my students.
Exactly, exactly. That's the case with me as well.
So, okay, so let's get into Ariqt. And why is it called Ariqt? And what do you do?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question because I get this question so many times that hey, what is the meaning of Arikt? And I since I come from India and Hindi is a very well known, well spoken language in India, and I come from that Hindi belt. And without Rikt is a very popular Hindi word which means vacuum or blank space. When I used to study, I used to get in my question paper, I used to get Rikt sthan ki purti kare, which means fill in the blanks. And arikt means something which fills that blank, which fills that vacuum. And what kind of a vacuum rikt or my company is here to fill is the quality gap, the quality being expected by the clients and the quality being delivered by the companies. I saw there is a big gap, and I thought I can make a difference here by building a company by making sure that there is no quality gap, and that's why I named it Arikt.
Okay, and what do you do? What is Ariqt? Which gaps or blanks does Ariqt fill in?
We fill here the blank of, we started mainly as an IT services where we used to help our clients build their products and projects, mainly enterprise level softwares. That's how we started it.
Kind of an
But
outsourcing developer.
outsourcing type, yes, yes. And that's how we started with 6 years before. We started in mid of pandemic. That's a different story. And last year in 2025, we also started building our own products. So now we have 3 products in the market, but they are all AI native products. So we operate in 2 verticals: AI powered IT services and AI
You're,
native products.
hmm. So, and why Holland?
Um, it just happened by chance. I was looking to move outside India just out of curiosity. There's nothing like I had to. I had a good job in India. I was in the top 1% of the earning youth in India, but just out of
And
curiosity.
your background includes some Microsoft activity. Is that correct?
Uh, One more time, so I didn't get you.
What was you Microsoft trained, or were you trained on Microsoft products?
Yeah, I trained myself on Microsoft. There was nothing. I got the training. I was working as a developer in India. I worked there for around 5 years, but I was earning very good. Not just because I was a very good developer, just because I passed out from the best technical institute of India. That's why my base salary was also very high. And I trained myself in Microsoft technologies because the more I was working as a developer, uh, I love IT, and I'm a true believer in IT, and that's how I got interested in IT. And I trained myself in Microsoft technologies and moved out, looking for a move outside, and I got a job from Netherlands.
So you've evolved as a company. We'll get into that, but tell us the story of Ariqt if you can, just by the numbers. What numbers of clients, numbers of projects, numbers of people, what you can tell about your business performance.
Um we started in June 2020 with zero or from scratch, and 6 years we have grown into a kind of scale up. We have, in terms of colleagues, we have 130, both in India as well as in Netherlands. Majority, 90% is in India, and we have a small team here in Netherlands as well. We also have developers who is in Australia as well as in Ireland. So we have a very international team. Revenue wise, we are approaching of 5 million, and this year we'll be able to cross that. Uh, yeah.
And so give us an example of, project leave the products aside for a second, but give us an example of a project that you're really excited about.
Of all the projects which we have done it, when we interact with our clients, we tell them, give us the most complex problem which you are facing. That's our approach. That's the whole approach of Ariqt. That we take pride in solving problems for our clients, and that's why we have many examples. But two I would like to quote to you is, one is, we had a client who had got project from for FIFA World Cup 2024. No, sorry, 2022, which was happening in Qatar. Yes, and 2022 or 20, I think 2022 it was, and or 2023. I'm mistaking in years. And they were struggling with a problem which they could not solve in 1.5 year. It was a very technical problem. They were receiving feeds, messages in technical terms, and they had to process all the messages which they were receiving in different queues with less than 40 milliseconds. And they struggled to try to solve this problem for 1.5 years. They couldn't do it. And then they contacted us. We got on board.
How
It
do they
was a
contact,
complex.
how do they find out about you?
They found us because one of their new colleague who joined as a project manager, he knew Ariqt. He had worked with Ariqt in his whole company, and that's how this they got to know us. And their new colleague told us that, hey, if you are not able to solve this problem, I know a company, I know a guy who can solve this for you, and that's how they contacted us. We got on board. We worked day and night, and in 3 months we solved the problem for them. And I'm happy to tell you that that project of theirs on which we worked actually ran in that FIFA World Cup very successfully.
Uh-huh. Great.
So that makes us very proud
So
for that.
how do you sell yourselves, your services?
We sell our services. It might sound very interesting for you or not so believing, but till date we have got all our clients through word of mouth. We have not sent even once email uh, to approach new clients. We get clients because someone refers someone to us. So that's how we got it. We got our first client because I used to work in that company. Then we got our second client because someone from that client left and joined another company, and we got a call. That's how we got our third. That's how we got our fourth, fifth. So we that says a lot about about our services.
And what do you think they're saying about you that leads them to contact you in such
Um,
a intense way?
I don't know, but I can take a guess that they must be saying something good. That's why they contact us and give us business and money.
But
But I think the core,
there are various kinds of good. They're the cheap,
exactly.
they're the
I
best.
think the I think one of the things which I think they all realize working with Ariqt is we take pride in solving problem, and we can go up to any length to solve that problem. We are not just 9 to 5 mentality. Okay, these many people, these many number of hours of contract, and that's it. No, when we work with someone, we own that particular part of application or software which we work, and we try our level best to make it best and deliver it fast. So I think our commitment, there is a truth in our commitment, and that's why perhaps everyone likes that most.
So it sounds like you have built into the company itself the kind of culture of service. And I don't want to put words
That's
in your mouth, but I'd like you to what is that culture?
no.
And what do you tell people in your company that allows them to overperform, to make their customers happy and feel that their problems are being addressed?
Yeah, yeah. And that's a very good question. I've not thought about it a lot, but one thing what we always try to do, and I've been trying to do since day one, is I try to make it a employee-centric company, and that's why it's in our tagline, Ariqt Global Technologies, a developer-first company. People make mobile first, cloud first, client first. I said not. I will make a developer-first company where developer is our most important asset. Because one thing we really believe that then you can do this exercise in your next class. First 10 developers who you meet, just ask them one question. Hey, do you want to become a good developer? All 10 will say, yes, I want to become a good developer. But 9 out of 10 doesn't know what is good development. It's not writing if else statement. Now even AI can produce applications for you. Development is knowing, making your code scalable, maintainable, testable, secure, knowing where it can go wrong, troubleshooting, all these things. And that is the fundamental of Ariqt, and that's what we try to teach in each one of our colleague and resources. That be good in your work, take pride in the work which you do. And that's how we are able to help our clients.
Have you had mismatches along the way that
A
either you
lot,
discovered or discovered themselves?
a lot. It happens quite frequently. Mismatches in terms of resources or in terms of clients? What do you mean?
Mismatches in terms of people and their attitudes.
A lot, a lot. Um, um, uh, when we that's why we have a very stringent selection process, and anyone who is applying at Ariqt has to go through 5 6 rounds of interview, just because we find the right match, because it's very difficult and we don't want to let someone go once they are a part of our ecosystem. That's why we do various rounds of interviews, and we that's what we try to find, the match, the mentality. What I've told my hiring team is that for me, it's of very important that how much a person he or she knows. But even more, what more important is, what do they have fire in the belly? Do they have hunger for learning? And that's what we try to check in various rounds. But we do have some mismatches as well. That someone they join and they say no, it is not the right match. We say that's not the right match, and then they leave.
So I want to talk about AI, obviously, but I want to, before we even do that, let's talk about the products that you developed and whether you see two companies here eventually, or whether you see one of them fading away, or are you going to somehow integrate them? Let's start off
That's
with
a
just
very good.
telling us what are those products?
Yeah, yeah. No, we have three products which we are selling in the market. They are SaaS products, but they are all AI native SaaS products. Our first product which we developed is in cybersecurity space. Name is ThreatSpider. ThreatSpider.ai is the website. If you go there, what it actually does is it is a software which is a bit it's a SIEM and source solution for if you can categorize in that category. And what it does is it's different from a traditional um, SIEM solution where you have many rules and expressions defined to detect a threat um, or realize that this is a threat. And you have to connect different systems by making either hard-coded business rules or making different kind of connections by yourself. We have built an application which uses AI to detect the threat, and so you don't have to configure them. You don't have to make any expression or a pattern for them. AI will do it for you. And next to that, what it uses is it uses AI to find the chain of attack that where it can be affected. If this is happening in one of the systems or one of the servers, same patterns I can find it at somewhere else also, and it can do that. But not only the pattern, because AI is so much advanced, it uses the intelligence which AI has to detect, even to foresee that what all systems can be affected, to derive the patterns from it so that if the pattern is seen in different systems or in the future, it can automatically associate with that. And last but not the least is it also gives you the solution, because in cybersecurity world, if you have solved something 3 months before, this will not going to work now, because hackers must have found a way to surpass that. So it is very very important to be updated about the solutions, but human has limitations. That's why not everyone can be fully updated. What was the patch came last week or 2 days back, whereas AI can do that for you, and that's what we have it in our product. That is
So
one product. Yeah.
how do you envision selling it? Because you say until now you haven't had to sell at all. Everything's sort of come to you. And now you have a product, and typically products don't sell themselves. So
No, product don't sell
how,
themselves.
what are you doing how do you think about the sales
For,
and marketing of
for
your
a product, we are setting up the whole sales pipeline, but till now we have products. Our existing customers are using it, and they are recommending it to someone else, and we are getting new customers. But you are right, product, we need to have a solid whole sales funnel and sales pipeline and sales strategy to sell them, and we are building that now. Hopefully, we'll be able to continue the upward trend for our products as well.
So this is not fully in the market yet.
It is in the market, but it's not fully big bang.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about AI, because I'll just give my own personal example. The little application, relatively simple application that you and I, or your team and I, developed for my work. Um, I had to replicate that recently, and rather than going to you, I went to Claude and I gave Claude the spec, and Claude did a pretty darn good job of creating a prototype, probably a good prototype. And I didn't push it, but I imagine could also help me complete it. It was a fairly simple application, I think, but important for me, obviously. But so I'm wondering how you think about that. The I don't subscribe to to the notion that AI is going to destroy jobs, but I do subscribe. It will, but I think it doesn't have to destroy people, and people can continue to learn to do new things. And I see that with myself as I get AI to do some of the things that I do, it forces me to go beyond. So how are you thinking about that when AI can do a lot of application development?
Yeah, you are right. I totally agree with you. AI will not destroy jobs. Of course, the nature of the work will change, but it is the people will continue surviving and they will continue doing more and more with AI. Yesterday, I was speaking in one of the tech events, especially on this topic, how AI is changing the software development industry. And I think everyone agreed in that room, and everyone will agree who is listening to this is traditional way of software development is going away. Like you said it, now to build something uh, small or even which is not very complex, you don't need to have a full-fledged development. 80% of the plumbing work or code creation or code generation, you can do it using AI, uh, and just deploy your application, and most of the time it is working, right? Only last 10% or 20% where you need some human intervention, which you can just do it by having a developer for a week or something. So that's right. AI is impacting all of us, and if it is impacting all of us, it is definitely impacting the IT industry, and it is impacting software development, softwares, testers, and all. But this question is being asked to me almost every single week, many
I'm
times in
sure.
a week, that
Sure, I'm sure.
is are the developers' job is in danger? Are the developers going to be an extinct entity, or what will happen to development? Like you said it, I truly believe that it's not like it will go away. The nature will change, and that is happening with our client. That is happening within Ariqt. Also, I'll tell you.
How do you see it changing? How do you see your people who did develop code yesterday now uses Claude? That person's still working for you. What do they do?
Exactly. And I'll tell you in detail so that it answers questions for many, right? Is like uh, uh, within Ariqt, what we are seeing, what is changing. Let's say we had a developer or development team 5 years before who used to design databases, who used to build APIs, who used to um, uh, create front end, who used to create a pipeline and deploy it, and that was their day-to-day work, writing if else a statement, writing business logic. Now the nature is changing. First, some of them are still doing the same, but in a much faster way. So the development is which are building APIs, they are using AI models, GitHub Copilot, Claude for Code to generate a majority of their code. The front end engineers are just directly reading the Figma design and creating front end applications. So they don't have to type all these HTML segments and all. So definitely the number of resources which I needed to the same amount of job has come down, and with smaller team we are able to achieve same velocity and productivity.
But
Other thing what we are doing it is we are building MCP server over database. So traditional way of API, which is talking to your data, because the whole job of API was to do the CRUD operation, either create a record, update a record, delete a record, or retrieve a record. Now we are instead of writing APIs, now we are building MCP server, which is giving you a power to talk to your data the way you talk on ChatGPT or Claude. So you can talk to your data in a natural language way and drive insights from that. That is the new way of development, Dan, which I see it. That if you need to build APIs, you can build it a lot faster, but you need still engineers or AI engineers who can build systems for you where you need to drive insights from your data, like MCP server is the one way to do that. We are also helping clients in implementing AI within their organizations. So let's say if the client has a development team and they want to keep building applications. but they want to use AI in that. How to do that? How to write your instruction files so that your your AI model understands the context and builds the code in a way exactly your architecture or your way of working suits. So that there we help our clients build MCP server so that they can talk to your data in a natural way, and they don't need Power BI and all or traditional sorts of report building. Um, and we are helping clients also to use AI into your different departments. So not only just development, but be it sales, marketing, how to build different AI agents, which using which they can automate their workflows.
So you're
So touch
helping
what
them.
for us the work is growing.
So that's interesting. So the what you're doing instead of actually you're doing what AI now can do, you're helping your clients make the adjustment to using AI in a way that is exploits the strength
Yeah,
and powers
yeah.
of
It's
AI.
quite distant, and time to TT, time for delivery or time for marketing has become a lot shorter.
Yeah. And so does your team of, as you said, about 130 people, and I imagine that's still growing, do how do you how does this group learn? Do they go to courses? You bring in lectures? Is it all on the job? Because
Yeah,
am I correct?
it's a combination of almost everything what you mentioned. So we started an AI chapter almost 2 years back in our organization, and now it's a spread in across the organization. So what we do it is we have many courses which everyone has to follow through AI, especially when they join new. Then there are few certifications which we encourage everyone to take it. Then there are different projects which we have projects and training which we have built within company, which everyone has to go through that and write build applications using AI. No AI in deep, what it can, what cannot do. And then the rest of the things they learn with the job, they discuss with their colleagues. There are very regularly knowledge sharing sessions which happen, and they all learn from each other.
So the on the job training, so to speak,
On the
is
job, yeah,
doesn't one.
60% on the job, 40%. The initial kickstart we try to give it to them, and the
Yeah.
rest they all learn on the job. Yeah.
So what kind of people do you want to hire, and what are the people that you don't want to hire?
Uh, uh, we see now we want to hire only AI engineers. That's clear. Even if you are a expert in a front end, expert in back end, but you need to know AI or you, at least willingness to learn AI. That's we hire. And one thing AI has done, Dan, is the 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 gap between senior and junior, it has reduced. It has not completely completely made it irrelevant. No, it's still there. A senior is a senior, but media is gone. So a junior who really wants to learn software development and wants to build applications and know things in deep, he can use AI instead of asking someone senior. So a need of senior for a training is greatly reduced because the knowledge which a senior used to have it and which you did not have it over the internet in 10 years before, or you need to scroll through it, go to Stack Overflow or read Google articles, that is gone. Now knowledge is at is your disposal. You just need to know how to ask right questions.
So do you see the
So
company is getting flatter in some way?
company is getting flatter. Yeah, yeah. Now junior. Yeah, that's right. The number of years for earlier when the number of vacancies which we had for seniors has reduced, and a junior who knows how to use AI can gain in 1 year as much knowledge as a senior have in 3 4 years.
And
So
how
it's
do
getting flattened.
you personally and also collectively, how do you stay on top of the developments which are happening at such a dizzying pace?
No, yeah, that's right. Because what is happening in AI is every day new news is coming. I don't know if you're reading about Claude mitosis. Uh, So news every day, there's new development, new news, and you have to know about it, read it. So for that, we have tried to create that kind of environment that people like reading it and like sharing it. It's all about sharing. I can't read all the news, or at least can't find it. But if somebody shares on our knowledge session, definitely I'll take a look at it and I'll click on it, and then I'll talk about it. So we have created that kind of environment that uh, um, uh, sharing knowledge, sharing is caring. We all know it, right? And that's what we have tried to develop in Ariqt. And we have one slogan which is very popular in Ariqt, which I gave, I think, 4 years back. Sharing is shining. So if you want to shine within Ariqt, share your knowledge. Now everybody will know it, that you are sharing, and then that's how you can shine within Ariqt. And that's what very good in Ariqt. So we share knowledge a lot, and through sharing we learn, and then we discuss. And not only discuss, if we have enthusiast developers, or our colleagues, who if they see something, they try to build an application out of it, even if it is a small proof of concept, but try to build it and show it. So and
Ah,
and then other applaud. No, so that kind of a culture is there. So, and that's how
did
we
that
keep each other updated.
did that idea happen spontaneously, or did you have to encourage it?
And that happens very spontaneously. And then, no, it happens by seeing others. So if one is working on an idea and he presenting to the whole company, and if he's getting applaud, then I'm pretty sure, and the rest of the mind, they're saying, hey, I can, next time I can be there, I can be that one guy. And that's how, if something comes up, they just do it and then present it.
So let's fast forward with our sort of last segment of this conversation. And I don't know how far out we can even envision, whether it's 5 years is too far out, but let's try 5 years, 10 years, 15 years from now. How will the rate be different than it is today?
um like you said, in 5 years, it seems like a too far now, the way, with the pace the world is changing around us. But in 5 years, I want to see Ariqt in two ways. First, the core of Ariqt I want to be intact. The core which I'm talking about now, which I've been talking a few times, is like I really want the core to be pure, enthusiastic, helping each other, learn from each other, shine by sharing. That I want to be intact. But at the same time, in 5 years, where I see Ariqt will be predominantly a product-based company, because we have three products in the market, and they are really great. I truly believe in all three of them, and we keep serving our clients. Our services section wings will be there, but Ariqt will become popular for its one of its products, because we love solving problems for our clients, which I said in the beginning, and we have built products out of that. We saw a problem, we try to solve it, and we make.
So you'll be much more of a product company going forward, if I understand correctly. And
Yes,
your service capability will be built into that product in
yes, kind of.
a lot of ways, in some ways. Well, this has been very interesting. Do you have anything you'd like to add that you think I should have asked you or we should have covered and haven't yet?
No, I think it was a very interesting discussion, and you asked almost everything. Um, no, no, no,
How do you
no.
see
We
the,
have to.
how do you
We
see,
all have to keep an eye on how AI is changing,
yeah,
because it's just
yeah,
what I
yeah.
believe is just tip of the iceberg. Then.
Yeah, yeah. So of the all the tools out there, Claude, ChatGPT, it's that notebook and so on and so forth. Wait, do you see winners and losers, or do you see just differentiation that each one will take different parts of the
No, I don't see winners or losers, because it can change next day. Tomorrow, Google or OpenAI can come up with one model which will even make Claude look like inferior. So because they're all in this race, and this race of building better and better frontier models, we are the ultimate beneficiary of that race. So I think it will continue going forward. Many new players will come, like Claude came in last 6 months to 1 year,
yeah,
and
yeah.
we are just starting, because I wrote an article on LinkedIn that next generation of industrial production will not happen on Earth. It will happen on Moon. So the whole finding, because Moon has a lot of rare earth, so whole extraction of rare earth, processing it will happen on Moon, and then within a space, the all making of all the semiconductors will happen within the space, and that will be shipped to Earth. That's what I believe. So we are just starting in the tip of iceberg of this whole AI semiconductor revolution, which is going to change the human mankind fundamentally, and we are just in the beginning of it. There's so many things here to change.
Well, Rupesh, I want to thank you very much. We've come to our end. Appreciate you spending the time, and we look forward. You should stay. We somehow stay in touch so that we can get some updates here and there when you're.
Definitely,
I'm not
definitely,
sure.
definitely.
I'm not sure if I were you. If I ask you, will you be 500 people, 1,000 people someday? I'm not sure that's the right question anymore.
No, it's not the right question anymore. Yeah, how much impact are you going to make with your work? That's the right question. Yeah.
Right.
No, but it was really nice discussion, Dan.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, see you again. We will be in touch.
Okay, this is
Wishing.
Dan Eisenberg and Rupesh Kumar. I'm signing off now, episode 37 with Ariqt Global Solutions, and a Dutch Indian company that is on the forefront, the cutting edge of the AI revolution, helping a lot of its clients also be on the cutting edge of AI usage. And remember, ScaleApp Podcasts, it's a serious hobby for me. I do it because I enjoy it, and I also do it because I want to bring the knowledge of people who are actually growing companies to the entire world. Because I think this kind of growth that we're talking about, which I call real growth, we didn't talk at all, nor should we talk about venture capital necessarily. We didn't talk at all about investors. We talked about customers and how you build products that serve the customers. So with that, I'll be signing off. Thank you all very much.